January 19th, 1991. The sky above. Iraq shimmered with the first blush of dawn, casting golden fire across a sea of clouds. For two U.S. Air Force F-15C Eagle pilots, it was supposed to be a routine escort run. No chatter, no alarms. Just the thrum of jet engines slicing through a quiet morning sky. But that silence shattered in an instant. Radar screens lit up. Warning tones screamed and adrenaline surged. Two MiG-29 Fulcrums, flying low and masked beneath the clouds, had locked on. This was an ambush. Two Soviet-built fighters racing headlong toward the Eagles, armed, ready, and thinking they'd caught their prey off guard. But what they didn't know was that these Eagles had claws. Operation Desert Storm had entered its fourth day, and the skies over Iraq were already thick with tension, smoke, and steel. In the early hours of that January morning, two F-15C Eagles lifted off to escort a formation of bombers heading toward key Iraqi targets. At the controls were Major Cesar Rodriguez and Captain Craig Underhill, two men trained for moments exactly like this. The F-15 Eagle was a fighter built for air superiority. With its massive twin engines, it could climb vertically faster than most jets could sprint level. Its radar systems, weapons payload, and agility had given it an undefeated record in air combat. But in war, even the best machine is only as good as the man behind the stick. That day, both would be tested. The MiG-29s approached fast and low, using ground clutter and cloud cover to mask their movement. Iraqi pilots had trained for this. Strike hard, strike first, and retreat. Their Fulcrums were fast, nimble, and deadly if underestimated. But Rodriguez and Underhill didn't flinch. Their radars locked on. Communications snapped to life. Bogies inbound, two low high speed. The Eagles separated in a classic defensive maneuver. One climbed to gain visual advantage, the other held level. In less than 20 seconds, the skies turned into a chessboard of missiles, countermeasures, and sheer willpower. Rodriguez was the first to fire. "Fox 3, he called out, launching a radar-guided missile. It screamed across the sky, closing in on its target. The MiG-29 flared, banked hard left, but it was too late. A blossom of flame erupted in the clouds. One enemy down. Meanwhile, Underhill pursued the second Fulcrum through a labyrinth of sky. The MiG rolled and weaved, diving in and out of the cloud layer, trying to shake him. But Underhill stayed locked in, sweat pouring, G-forces mounting. Finally, his cannon found its mark. Tracer rounds stitched the sky and shredded the MiG's wing. The jet burst into flames, tumbling toward the earth. The pilot ejected seconds before impact. The entire engagement lasted under 60 seconds. No coalition bombers were harmed. Both Eagles returned safely. 2 confirmed kills. 2 lives spared. Perhaps dozens, had those MiGs reached their targets. But beyond the technical victory, something greater had occurred. That moment, under pressure, surrounded by danger, revealed what defined a combat pilot. Discipline, precision, calm under fire, and the unshakable bond between wingmen who trust each other not just with success, but with survival. Major Cesar Rodriguez would later become known as one of the last American MiG killers. His confirmed victories across Desert Storm and Kosovo marked him as a living legend among fighter pilots. But he never spoke of his victories with arrogance, always with humility, always with a reverence for the job and the risks. This wasn't a video game. These weren't just machines. Every pull of the trigger could mean a life lost or a life saved. They didn't fly for fame. They didn't hunt for headlines. They flew because they were needed. And on that morning in 1991, in the sky above a world at war, 2 pilots faced an ambush and left legends behind, outnumbered, outgunned, but never outflown. That is the spirit of the Eagle. That is the courage behind the machine. If you believe these stories deserve to be remembered, subscribe to Wings of Valor. Let the past fly again.